A fair few months after we first uncovered the feature, Google has added Phone Link to Stadia, which allows you to play games using your smartphone as a gamepad on selected TV sets and Android TV devices, so we've gone hands-on to get to know it better. Thanks for watching 9 to 5 Google here on YouTube. Remember to thumbs up, hit subscribe, and then tap the bell icon to be among the first to watch our upcoming videos. As we know, you can just use your smartphone as a gamepad using the Stadia Phone Link feature, but the real value is obviously that ability to connect normally unsupported gamepads to your phone, then directly to Android TV or Google TV, or your Chromecast Ultra, which is probably the core device we're going to be talking about here. Connecting is really simple and follows the same method used to pair your dedicated Stadia controller to your TV. Hit the controller icon in the Stadia app and you'll notice a new phone touch gamepad option. Tapping will just launch a new menu confirming that you can use your phone as a virtual controller to play on any screen. Hit that pairing and linking code using the on-screen controls, which you'll probably recognise from the experimental and supported controls on the Android app, and you'll be connected in absolutely no time. Stadia Phone Link does have that bridge mode that we've mentioned for any controllers connected directly to your smartphone though. When you have connected another gamepad, the on-screen controls will disappear and a now playing on TV warning message will appear to reiterate that you do actually need to keep this app open. Now there are some downsides here, as if you connect an unsupported gamepad, despite the fact that you're not technically using your phone's on-screen controls, you need to keep that Stadia app open for as long as you're going to be playing. Opening another app or locking your device will just abruptly stop or break the connection. Just adding to that though, USB-A to USB-C adapters can be used to connect any kind of peripheral you have to your device, but it can be a bit of a lottery as to what will actually work using this method. On top of that, this just creates a bit of a Franken-rig or Franken controller that really seems ridiculous as it kind of looks, but it is a useful capability to have for cloud gaming, especially a platform such as Stadia. I'll also note that I did have a few issues here and there that appeared for a few days during my testing period. The on-screen controls that do come as part of Phone Link are pretty much flawless, but sometimes Stadia would not recognise a bridged controller connected to my phone or the input from those devices. For instance, when using the Xbox One and Switch Pro controllers connected to my phone with Pixel 5 and then connected to my Chromecast Ultra, sometimes I could play with no issues and it was basically flawless, and other times I could do only basic things like navigate in-game and Stadia interfaces, including the side menus and friends list, but only the directional pad or analog stick would take an input. Pressing action buttons or trying to launch a game just proved impossible. In those cases, I just had to switch back to using on-screen controls to continue playing, and I found this to be the biggest frustration with Phone Link as a feature, but when it works it is pretty darn good, I will say that. Latency seemed to be just fine, and I could play with practically zero issues, save those I've just mentioned. There are the obvious battery constraints to consider here too, as keeping your phone unlocked with the screen on will tax the battery substantially, even when you're not technically using your phone to play a game. In those cases, I would leave my phone near a charger for longer gaming sessions, and being able to use multiple controllers with the Chromecast Ultra was a nice bonus and a worthwhile new feature, despite some of the shortcomings and issues. Although most of the time it's easier to connect directly to the Chromecast with Google TV or an Android TV device as you'd expect, is less problematic that way. So it's probably obvious to state that using your phone screen as a controller isn't probably going to cut it for most 3D games, simply because it's just not as nice or precise as using a dedicated physical gamepad. But if you have a friend over and just want to play a few games and maybe don't have a few controllers on hand, then it's not a bad option. Then there's also the ability to use third-party controllers with the Chromecast Ultra or using non-Bluetooth gamepads with the Chromecast with Google TV or Android TV. Plugging in your smartphone means you don't need to worry about long cables as well sticking out the back of your TV, but you can use things like an Xbox controller bridged via your smartphone. Although it's an imperfect scenario, but in practice it seems to work well and could really hammer home that use what you have messaging that Google probably doesn't put front and center with Stadia as much as it should. Let us know though if you have any questions about Phone Link. This feature should be rolling out right now for those of you using Android phones and tablets and Google Stadia with those. So let us know though if you have managed to use it for yourself. Until next time though, this is Damien with 9 to 5 Google saying thanks for watching, and I will speak to you later.